Welcome to your practice and buenos dias, good morning. I'm at Earthlodge in Guatemala and I'm taking Spanish classes. That's why I said buenos dias. That's almost all I know. I know a few more words. I'm only 3 classes in, but I'm loving it. So I'm currently at this incredible space called Earthlodge right outside of Antigua. There's tree houses and lots of really beautiful eco buildings everywhere, and I'm in this gorgeous studio overlooking the valley. Can you show them real quick? Can you move the camera? This is talking to Josue, the man behind the magic. It's kind of backlit if I'm filming there, so that's why I'm not filming right there, but it's absolutely stunning. And that clean air breeze is coming in. It's nice. Feeling good, feeling lucky. But let's open up our bodies, find some more space in our bodies as well. So take a seat. So if you're just waking up, maybe feeling a little stiff. Maybe there's a few kinks and we'll get to that. And it's so nice to practice first thing in the morning, prior to checking the phone. I know that's a hard one. Prior to checking the email, prior to getting all of the wheels turning in the mind, to just wake up and check in. How are you today? How am I? What is going on with me? We can check in via stillness. We also check in via movement and breath. Just take a few moments in silence here. And we'll begin to move our bodies. Slowly open the eyes. Bring the hands to heart center. And then we're going to interlace the fingers. So this is this thing I just made up the other day, but it feels really good, especially in the morning. So we're going to stir the cauldron. Yes. So like we're stirring this big pot of soup that you have to have 2 hands for. There's actually a blender in Bali. It's called the Bali blender. They use this giant mortar and pestle. You have to use both hands. It's kind of the same thing as well. But I digress. I'm going to bring my torso kind of back opposite where I'm bringing my hands. So I'm reaching out one direction, pulling back on the other, and then I'm going to rotate, like I'm going to make a big circle. And then pull in as the chest comes forward. And then come out. Oof, I'm getting some cracks and some pops already. So the more that you're active here, so you can do this, there's not a lot of activity. I can do it really loose, and it's something that you can't really see, but you know. So you're really being active. You can even actively pull the hands apart from each other. Lots of engagement here. And we'll switch sides. So you can move as quick or as slow as you want. So it's so good to move the spine. So we get the synovial fluid moving and working in the joints, in the spine. And then release the hands, and we're just going to move side to side. So this can look however. Don't make it look a certain way, or don't try to make it look a certain way. Just see what feels good. So kind of the arms are kind of loosey-goosey. So in the morning, this has been a big practice of mine, has just been kind of wiggling. So not as much of sharp edges, just moving the limbs and moving the wrists, moving the elbows, and I'm moving the spine. And we'll bring the hands on the knees, and let's take some spinal spirals. Take about 4 or 5 in one direction, 4 or 5 in another direction. You don't have to stick to a pattern. Feel free to explore. Get the head involved, get the shoulders involved. Be sure to be using the breath. Especially that exhale. So our nervous system doesn't speak language. It was with us prior to us learning language in the history scheme of things. So when we're wanting to tell ourselves to soothe and settle, often we can't verbally do it. Often we need to use our breath. So also, we're just waking up. We want to also engage. So the inhales, excuse me, engage the sympathetic system, which is ready for action. And the exhales activate the parasympathetic, which is soothing. So we're always in between these two things. So the polarity is with us even in our breath. And coming to stillness. So if you're sitting up on anything, let's move it over towards the side and come into tabletop. So we'll continue to get some juices flowing and just move the body. Move it in all different directions. Drop the shoulders, the head. So if you haven't really done a lot of organic movement like this, it might feel a little weird at first. You might want to just do the cat-cow, but invite yourself to explore, to see what's going on, to move the body in new ways, creating new pathways. And let's lift the right arm up. Lean back into the shoulders slightly. Maybe even open up this wrist. We'll get some twist in the wrists. And then exhale, we're going to move with breath. Reach underneath. Reach as far as you can, but we're not going to bring the shoulder all the way down. We're going to push into the left hand to come all the way back up. So there's no sharp edges here. We're going to move with breath. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Inhale up. And once more, exhale down. Now let's stay here for 3 rounds of breath. So option, you can bring that left leg back up onto the toes. Or you can leave the knee down and maybe bring that right arm over towards the right corner of the mat. Different options. See what feels good. Wherever you are, press the left hand down into the ground. Lift the right arm back up. So we're twisted here. We're going to come into an exalted camel, half camel. So press down into the knees. Let yourself be lifted by the right fingers. And bring the hand to the booty, to the back. We'll send the hips slightly forward. Left arm comes back. Just a little bit here. One more inhale. And exhale, sink the hips down. Bring the hands to the knees, and we'll cat-cow it out right here. And let's organic cat-cow it out. So wave the spine. Anything that feels good. Just wiggle. Tabletop position. Plant the hands. We'll move into the other side. So left arm opens up. Gaze follows the fingers. Lean back into the shoulders. Really open. Maybe twist the wrists. One more inhale. And we move with breath. Exhale, dip low, reach. Inhale, push and lift. Exhale, dip low. Inhale, push and reach. Exhale, come low, and this time we'll stay. There's a couple options. Maybe you reach that left foot back, right foot back. Or any variation with the arms. One more inhale. And exhale, place the pieces back together. Press down in the right hand. Lift all the way back, up, up, up. Gaze follows the fingers. And we're going to take that camel pose again. So be lifted by the fingers, like someone's pulling up on the fingers. Left hand comes to the hip, up and back. Maybe the hand even comes down to the heel. Whatever feels good in your body. One more inhale. Exhale, spiral heart forward. Sink the hips down. Close the eyes. Move into the spine. Wiggle the spine. Visualizing some jello. Beautiful. Puppy pose. Bring the hips over the knees. Bring the hands far forward. Sink the heart down. Gazes forward. Maybe you come up onto the fingers. That's an option. Another option, bring the elbows down. Bring the hands together up top. So try any of these or one of these, and we'll just stay for 3 rounds of breath. And slowly slide all the way down into Sphinx pose. Shoulders over the elbows. So we've got a 90-degree angle here. Actively pull. Actively pull the elbows back towards the hips. So look what this does to my heart. It pulls my heart forward. So we're opening the chest. So actively dragging the elbows back towards the hips will help you do that. Pull the belly in towards the spine. Tuck the toes. We're going to move with breath here, so we're going to build a little bit of heat. Tuck the toes, lift the back knees. Exhale, press down. Tuck the chin to the chest, gaze back at the toes. On an inhale, bring the belly down, untuck the toes, drag the elbows back as you open the throat, open the heart. Exhale, chin to chest, push the ground away, gaze at the toes, and we just move back and forth here. About 3 more times. Building a little bit of heat. Pull the belly towards the spine. And once more. Bring the heart down. Place the hands underneath the shoulders. Press up and back, downward facing dog. Cat pawed out. Like you're a cat trying to find that perfect place to lay. Go and find stillness for just a couple rounds of breath. I'm just going to use this as a full body stretch. Push the ground away. Rotate the triceps down, so you're kind of spreading the scapula on the back just slightly. Bend the knees and send the sit bones up and back. So lengthening the hamstrings here, pull the belly towards the spine, then gaze forward. And we're going to walk the feet up. Separate the feet, separate them as wide as your mat. Bring the knees really low. So the belly is in between the knees, and just sway side to side. You might get some traction in the spine. That feels nice. You can also take the hands and interlace them behind the head. Slowly press down to the feet so much. Find a little bit of bounce as you come all the way up to stand. And we're going to do a little shake. We're going to shake it out just a little bit. So you can imagine you have one of those like little egg shakers. You know, it's the instrument they give people that can't play instruments, so we can all play it. So you can imagine that you have a little egg shaker. Kind of right here, solar plexus area, kind of underneath the belly button. Bend the knees, and as if here's the shaker and you're going to shake. You're going to make some music. So this just allows the fascia to begin to release. And you might feel some pull, some opening in the exact place where you need to feel it, where there's some tightness. You're going to lean to one side, lean to another. Maybe come up on one foot and onto another. Don't worry about what you look like. No one can see you. Everyone can see me, so I've had to get over looking a little weird, but it feels really good in the body. It also helps us to release emotion. We store emotion and memory in the body. Just let go of the tension of the evening, create some space for the day, any type of movement. Let's wiggle a wrist while we do it. Move the elbows and then the shoulders. then the knees. So you're just kind of getting into all the joints. A couple more rounds of breath. Wiggle the hips and come to stillness. And slowly bring the feet together. Inhale, lift the arms up. Grab the left wrist, step off the right side of the mat. We're going to reach over towards the side. Spiral the heart open, pull the belly in. Big side body stretch. Exhale, curtsy pose. Bend the knees, bring the heart forward. And then inhale, lift all the way up. So kind of gather the energy, come all the way up. Left foot meets the right. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift the arms up, grab the right wrist, step the right foot off the side of the mat. Leaning over, gazing up. Pull the belly towards the spine. One more big inhale. Exhale, curtsy pose, bend the knees, take a bow. Inhale, sweep the energy up, right foot meets the left. And exhale, hands to heart center. Again, inhale, lift. Grab the left wrist, reach over towards the side. One inhale. Exhale, curtsy pose. Listen here, gather the energy up. Grab the left foot as you come tree pose. Fancy. Bring the hands to heart center or above the head. Look at something that's not moving. So don't look at me. Maybe look up above the computer screen or the TV screen here. Actively press the outside, the pinky edge side of the foot into the leg. That'll give you a little bit of opening. Lengthen the tailbone down as well. You can actively press one hand into another. Beautiful. Slowly release the foot down. Shake it out. We'll move to the other side. Hands to heart center. Inhale, lift the arms up, grab the right wrist. Let's step off the side of the mat. One big inhale, open up the side body. Exhale, pour forward. Inhale, gather the energy up, take the foot as well, tree pose. So this should be a challenging transition. It's a little easier just to go from standing to tree pose, but just a little bit of challenge here. Actively press pinky toe side of the foot into the leg. Lengthen the tailbone down and engage the low belly. So you can think about bringing the pubic bone if you're going to curl it up towards the belly button. Bring the hands to heart center. And look at something that's not moving. And we'll slowly release down. Beautiful. Let's bring the legs into a wide stance. We'll bring the toes out. I'm just going to begin to move side to side just a little bit. Moving the hips, maybe swaying, booty to one side, to the other. Let it feel good in the body. And we're going to come down into Skandasana. So here we're just kind of moving a little bit. And we're going to come down into Skandasana. Yeah? So we'll stay here and then we'll move to Skandasana on the other side. Some different ways to get there. You can push the hands down, walk to the other side to come down. That's an option. Or you can stay low, use the hands. Or you could stay low, not use the hands. Whoop. And sometimes you'll fall out, and that's fine. Come back in. Maybe use the hands side to side like a ninja. Or whatever you'd like to embody. A couple more rounds, side to side. This can look like this. Whatever feels good, just opening in the hips. And come to center. We'll take a wide leg forward fold. So now we're going to shift the feet. Turn the toes in just slightly, heels out just slightly. And bend the knees as you fold forward. Maybe you grab for the ankles. Lift the shoulders away. Again, make sure there's a bend in the knee, and maybe you shake the hips side to side a little bit. Maybe you stay in stillness. See what feels good. Bring the hands down. Push the ground away. So we're halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Begin to heel toe the feet together. We're going to come into a little squat here. Bring the knees down, we'll tuck the toes. This isn't everybody's favorite, but it's good for you, I promise. Toe sit. You can even look back at the toes and spread them if you'd like to. I have a bunion on one toe, so this is really good for that if you have bunions. And sit back on the toes. My friend Jen Hillman, who some of you probably know from her videos, used to make me do this in class. I used to not be able to do this at all. Now I can handle it. It's still really intense, but it opens up the feet so much, and the feet are so important. In Eastern medicine, they really think that the feet reflexology, stuff like this, that treats the whole body. So opening up our roots, affects the branches. So sending a little love to the feet here. Let's plant the hands, untuck the toes and tap them out. Sink the hips back, plant the hands, and then we're going to lift up the knees just slightly. So then now we're kind of stretching the fronts of the shins. A couple rounds of breath here. And we'll do it once more each side. Now come forward, plant the hands, tuck the toes, toe sit. Slow, steady breathing. Still super intense for me, so I never make anyone stay too long because I can't do it. I can do it, but it is intense. I feel the pain. Lean forward, untuck the toes, tap it out. One last time. Send the hips back. Lean the knees back. Another way you can do this too, which is nice, is you can take like a bolster or something. Lean back like this. If you get shin splints, which I also get shin splints, it's all connected. This is such a good stretch. And let's release. Tap your feet out, anything that you need to do here. Let's come into Baddha Konasana. One last pose, one last hip opener here. Knees are wide, hands to the ankles. Gaze up, open throat. And exhale, fold forward. Just making space in the hips for the day. Maybe you take the elbows to the knees. You can be still, you can find a little bit of movement. I have a tendency towards movement, which is why I really had to practice yin. I had to practice the stillness. We just need to know our type. Nothing wrong with it, but it's good to cultivate the opposite. And slowly come back up to center. Take a seat, and we'll just take 5 rounds of breath. Just noticing any space in the body, how anything shifted just after a short practice. Press down through the sit bones, whether you're sitting up on a bolster or sitting on the floor. And feel that push down, allow the spine to lengthen. And you can visualize the breath moving up and down the spine. The Sushumna Nadi, or Sumana, depending on if we're talking about Thai or yogic theory. It's the main energy channel. Just imagining the energy coming up and down with the breath. Let's take the hands together, and we'll take one mudra at the end. I've been liking the mudras lately. So bring the hands together, and we'll open the palms up. This is called Pushpa Puta Mudra. It means a handful of flowers, so it's an offering. Yeah? Close the eyes back down. Imagine that your hands were filling up with flowers. flower petals. Then you got to offer this to someone. You offer this kindness, this sweetness. Maybe it's to yourself. Maybe it's to someone that you love. Maybe it's to someone that you're having challenges with. Mudras are these hand gestures that are soaked through with intention. We use this to be a visualization. We can offer some kindness, some love, some sweetness to ourselves, to others, to the world. Let's take a moment with that. A couple rounds of breath. And slowly bringing the hands together, thumbs at the third eye, seat of our inner wisdom. This inner wisdom, which is innate in all of us, is what we're creating a relationship with ourselves to get to know a little bit better. We'll bow forward to seal our practice. And together we say, Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me. Buenos dias. I hope you have a beautiful day. A bonita dia. Dia bonita. I'm still working on that. And please head over to my website. I'd love to practice with you in person. It's been really fun to get to travel all over the world, and I get to meet you all and get to meet students at workshops and classes, and sometimes I just run into you on the streets and in beautiful places, and I really, really love to be able to do that. So head over to my website, see where I'll be, and would love to squeeze you and practice with you in person. Until next time, ciao.